Alright everyone, welcome back to Friday Eve Scares. And today we have three videos. Everything, all of them is going to be linked down in the description. Just to let you guys know. They will be linked in the description. If I sound funny, I don't know. Because to me, these headphones kind of suck, so I sound funny in my mic. But hopefully I sound fine to you guys. But yeah, let's get right into the three animations. Okay, so for the first animation, we're coming in here with Wansee Entertainment. And it's two disturbing true horror stories. The Woman in the Rain. Let's go.
It's been 4 years since this happened, but I remember it as vividly as if it happened last night. Sometimes, when that woman's grotesque face appears in my dreams, I wake up screaming. Even now, as I type this out, goosebumps crawl across my skin and a cold sweat trickles down my back. It was mid-June.
Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to get rid of the watermark for you guys.
When the sky never really brightens and the rain just keeps falling, like the world's holding its breath. Yeah, it was one of those days. I was on the veranda, rushing to bring in the laundry before the storm got worse.
Okay, sorry everyone. I was trying to fix the watermark because I don't know why it's there. I know why it's there because I'm not paying that much money to get the watermark off. But I was looking over here because I thought maybe I could just capture the screen, but for some reason it won't let me just capture my Opera GX screen. So sorry about the watermark, everyone.
I saw something out of the corner of my eye. I turned my head. There was a woman standing at the...
Oh, hell. Okay, listen. You guys ever just be doing something and you think you see something, you're like, huh? You just start tweaking out about it?
Just in front of my house. At first glance, it looked like she had no head. A short, involuntary scream escaped me. Not loud, just a startled, breathless noise. But when I focused, I realized the truth was somehow even worse. Her head wasn't missing, it was just tilted all the way back.
I mean, mine's all the way back. Do we look similar? Is it close? I mean, that's weird activity, but maybe she's just loves the rain on her face,
so
man.
Far back, it looked
she's
unnatural,
relaxing.
like her head was broken. And her mouth?
How'd you see that side of her, though?
Open. She didn't move. She didn't
How does she even know? How does she know that?
She just stood there, facing the sky.
After the ad interrupted us.
Sound was the rain. I stood frozen for a full minute, watching her. She never looked at me, never shifted, not even a twitch.
Just go home, man.
I felt cold
go back in your house.
Drip down my spine. Something in me knew, don't provoke her. So I quietly continued gathering the laundry, moving as softly as I could.
My ass would have left the clothes and went back inside and go to the top.
That's when she snapped her head toward
me. Yep, I'm tweaking. I'm geeked. I just got
her face was lit up
with
this unbelievably joyful expression, but it wasn't normal.
A jolly door, bro.
Almost like a mask.
Jolly woman.
People smile, and then their face returns to neutral, but hers didn't. She just kept smiling, wide, unblinking, unmoving. It was a smile I can't even begin to describe. The most joyful, most horrifying expression I've ever seen on a human face. Something inside me said, she's not right, she's not safe. But I didn't say a word. I didn't make a sound. I ran. I bolted for the front door, yanked it open, dashed inside, and slammed it shut behind me.
I would have done that the first time.
I locked it. 3 seconds later, there was a massive bang against the door. I screamed and dropped everything. The laundry scattered everywhere. I collapsed to the floor.
What are you doing?
I screamed. My voice sounded like a terrified child's, but there was no answer, just silence. I remember thinking, how did she get here so fast?
Bro, go to the window. I saw the window in front of your house. Go to the window and peek out like, hello? 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 Not, what are you doing? Screaming through your door.
I had just shut the door, just seconds ago, and somehow she had reached it and slammed into it with terrifying force. It sounded like a body slam, not just a knock.
I'm calling the police!
You have to think she was off the porch. She probably ran from like the sidewalk up the porch, just and body slammed to the door.
I shouted. Still silence. I crept to the window and peeked outside. She was back in the driveway,
See you chilling.
standing exactly where she had been before.
Close the curtains and go to bed.
Head still
Lock the
tilted
door,
back,
close the curtains, go to bed.
face still grinning at the sky. Every now and then, she would twist her body like she was celebrating some private joy. I called the police. They arrived not long after, and they arrested her. I remember one of the officers asking me if I was okay, but I couldn't take my eyes off her. Her face, it was bleeding. Blood was dripping from her nose and forehead. That's when I realized she had slammed her face into my front door.
Okay, never mind. That's a lot of force. Boom. Okay, my question is, I thought there was just some like demon or something. Oh, it's true. Okay. So what, is this just some
But
random
even with the
crackhead?
blood, she was still smiling. I never heard what happened to her. The police never followed up with me. They just took her away.
Okay, look. I took criminal justice and I can't remember this. Like back in high school, I did take criminal justice. I'm pretty sure that don't the police have to consult with the victim of the crime afterwards when they find out what happened? I'm pretty sure. I don't think they have to. I don't know if they have to, but I'm pretty sure most do.
Maybe
To
she was
help
mentally
you.
ill.
You know what I mean?
Maybe she was.
Because, like, personally, say, like, I don't know, you get mugged or something, I'm going to want to know that the person that mugged me is locked up. Because in my head, I'd be like, oh, sorry about my hair. It's a little messy. Just got out the shower. But you know what I mean? I'd be like, in my head, for some reason, I overthink and think they're coming back for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got them arrested, so why wouldn't they come back and try to get me? But I don't know.
Was high. I don't know. But I still don't
That was more than
understand
high.
why
She was not
ran
high.
at
She
me
was on, like,
that.
meth.
And I can't stop thinking, if I hadn't shut that door in time, she would have slammed right into me. I think about that moment every time it rains.
All right. That was Wansee Entertainment. Everybody go subscribe and like all the videos you watch. Okay. For the second one, we have 4 Airbnb and more horror stories animated by Martin Animations. I forgot to subscribe to this guy. I'm subscribed to Wansee. Okay. But yeah, make sure you guys go sub this guy. He's going to link in description.
It was
Yeah.
one of those weekends that lined up just right, rare as a blue moon. Both of us, me and Riley, had a Friday night through Monday off. No work, no
Okay.
errands, nothing pulling us in 10 different directions.
I like this guy's voice.
We weren't planning on anything big, but
He's a
when I
nice
saw
voice.
the block of days open and a decent Airbnb pop up just a few hours away,
Okay.
we booked it without thinking too hard. That was still very early on in the stretch of our relationship.
Okay.
When impulse stuff felt like magic, everything was new, every plan was exciting. You just wanted to be next to each other, no matter where that was.
Okay.
The place was just
Oh, he's talking about like the honeymoon phase of a relationship. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like the beginning, everything's happy-go-lucky. There's no little arguments. It's all just love. Peace and love, dude. That's all it is. Oh. Oh my God, they got me.
over the state line. A little town near a river with a long name that I couldn't pronounce and didn't even try to.
Okay,
A
so
bunch
they
of
go on a
antique
vacation.
stores,
We gotta know what's going on at that Airbnb. Come on.
local breweries, a lake that was more like a big pond, and hiking trails that we had no intention of using. I picked that Airbnb because it looked like something out of a furniture catalog. Clean, bright, and modern. The photos showed a wide open floor plan, a clawfoot tub in the bathroom, one of those long wooden dining tables you never actually use. It had this cozy look to it, and Riley's eyes lit up when I showed it to her.
Oh boy, daydreaming. This is his dream house. He doesn't want this for Airbnb. This is bro's dream house. He's geeking over it, describing it in
All she said
detail.
was, "Let's go." We hit the road Friday morning, coffee in hand and bags tossed into the trunk. It took us 3.5 hours to get there. The check-in instructions were easy enough. Keypad lock, 4-digit code, and then the door swung open without a hitch. The second we stepped inside, Riley said, "Babe, this place is gorgeous." And she wasn't wrong. It smelled like pine cleaner and candle wax, like somebody had just vacuumed and lit a fresh wick. Everything was
Probably just
spotless.
mopped,
The
too.
windows let in this big soft light that made the whole place glow. It literally felt brand new, even though it probably wasn't. We dumped our stuff in the bedroom and did that classic couple walkthrough, oohing and awing over dumb things like throw pillows and little jars of oatmeal the
Oh,
host had
okay.
left on the counter.
Those maggots.
It had that energy of a fresh start, like nobody had ever stayed there before, and we were the first ones to christen it. It felt like ours for the
Yeah, look, I've never been to an Airbnb, let alone go to an Airbnb with like a significant other. But why are they acting like they just bought this house? They're acting like they just moved in, bro. There's no way going to a nice Airbnb feels like this. Is this what it feels like to have like a nice hotel too, I guess? I don't know.
weekend.
Like this is how I feel when I go to a hotel or motel and it has a swimming pool. This is the same vibe. Fuck, my ears.
There's nothing off, nothing weird, no weird smells,
Don't
no
even have
creaking in the
wax.
floors,
Just
no
clean them.
creepy dolls in the closet. Just a nice house in a sleepy town, a getaway, a full reset for us. I had no reason to think that the most disgusting night of my life was only a few hours away. We dropped our stuff off and then hit the town, walked hand in hand down that main strip, popping into shops with handmade signs and dusty old displays. Riley tried on rings at some little boutique that smelled like incense and cat hair. I bought a
So what? They live in the freaking dream, dude. They live in the dream in this little town.
stupid
They
wooden
love this
spoon that
little
I didn't
town.
need just to support the guy who carved it. We hit a tap room around 3 and shared a flight of local beers, laughing at the one that tasted like battery acid.
Okay, it doesn't say true, but I'm not believing this story. It's too much. It's too good to be true. I'm
Being
gonna be
together,
honest. I mean,
that was the
he said it gets really bad, but
whole point,
they're
right?
living like the perfect life right now.
Dinner was unreal. We found the steakhouse tucked in the corner of a strip center that looked like it hadn't been renovated since 1997. You'd
I know
never
that's
expect
gas.
it to be this good.
Nah,
but
I know it's
inside,
gas.
white linen, polished silverware, and one of those menus that has a few things on it, but
What in the Bart Simpson? This is like a Simpsons character.
you know they're all killer. Escargot, garlic bread,
Ooh,
wedge salad,
okay, that looks
soup,
good.
steak, and lobster. Creme brulee to split it off. Riley toasted her wine glass against mine and said, "This might be the best date of my life." I felt
Date?
the same way, stuffed and smitten. We Ubered back tipsy and giddy, and were already pawing at each other in the driveway.
Whoa.
The wine continued to flow once we got inside, and we made our way to the bedroom like we were the only two
Excuse me? Friendly,
people in the world.
family friendly.
Perfect.
Oh,
That kind of
hey,
intimacy
they getting their
when you're
freak
totally
on, bro.
locked in. No nerves, no distance, just skin on skin and warm laughter under the sheets.
You know what? You do you.
I fell asleep with her
You do
hand
you,
in mine,
twin.
her breath slow against my shoulder, and I remember thinking to myself, yeah, I could do this forever.
That's valid. He's
I
in
think it was-
love, guys. He's in love. He's in love.
It was around 3 or 4 in the morning when I woke up needing to piss.
Oh.
I tried to slip out of bed without waking her. The house was dead quiet.
He
I
looked
padded
like he had a
barefoot down the
BBL.
hall.
Y'all see that? He had a BBL. No, I'm not gonna go back, but he had a
Still half
BBL.
asleep, and right away, I felt
I ain't gay, but he had a BBL. I'll be honest. I noticed that
Something-
BBL, man.
wrong. The floor was weird. Not wet, not sticky, but soft. Like the carpet had a layer underneath it that had shifted slightly under each step. I stopped,
What do you
flexing
mean?
against the pile, and sniffed. Something reeked, like sweet rot, like meat left in the sun. I squinted into the dark. No sound, just the house breathing around me. I reached the bathroom and turned the light on. I did my business and tried to shake off that queasy feeling rising up in my gut. When I turned to wash my hands, I caught sight of the hallway in the mirror behind me. The floor was moving. At first, it looked like static, just a rippling effect in the low
What?
light, but when I stepped out and knelt down for a closer look, my stomach lurched.
Shing! Head decapitated.
Maggots,
Head gone.
thousands of them, writhing in this thick, slow-moving trail
Maggots?
that led from the base of the garage door across the
He wasn't on carpet. He was on
hall
maggots.
and then toward the kitchen. They were clumped like wet rice, squirming in and over each other, making the carpet buckle and writhe under the weight. I gagged,
Nah.
stumbled back. My bare foot had been stuck to it. I wiped them off the tile, trying not to throw up in the process.
Right, it's
And
just
then I ran back
maggots.
to the bedroom. Riley, babe, you gotta wake up now.
Babe, wake up.
She groaned and rolled over. What
So
time
this-
is it? I don't know, just wake up, seriously.
2 in the morning.
Her eyes blinked open and I pulled her up by the shoulders. Something's wrong. There's maggots in the house. And that woke her up.
Okay.
We both stood in the hallway wearing nothing but
It makes sense for her to be tweaking about maggots. I feel like I know a lot of girls who just don't like insects, right? Not to sound like that guy, but most girls I know, besides like my sister, hates bugs. Even then, she hates spiders and let alone maggots. This jacked ass guy is tweaking over maggots in front of his girlfriend. You'd catch me, I'd be hitting this my back. They're just maggots, babe. Maggots are not scary. I'm gonna be honest. If that was a bunch of spiders, I'd probably be tweaking. I don't dislike spiders, but I don't want them on me. But it's just maggots.
underwear in horror.
I'm not gonna be
She
tweaking
clapped a
about
hand over her mouth.
maggots, man.
What the fuck? They're coming from under the garage door, I said. I don't know how, I don't know why, but it reeks. Something is dead in there. Jesus Christ.
You guys didn't go in the
she
garage
whispered.
earlier?
We ran back to the bedroom, yanked on jeans and shoes, and threw shirts over our heads without bothering to match. Riley grabbed her phone and turned on the flashlight.
You guys are wearing what you guys
armed
were wearing
myself with
earlier.
the broom by the fridge.
Just put the clothes back on you
I
just
gotta
took
see
off.
what it is, I said to her. Are you serious? Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense, but I need to know. She didn't argue with me. We turned on every light as we passed, following the
Tweaking.
trail.
Something like touched
The
my
smell
foot.
got
I like
worse
touched
with
my
every
shoulder
step.
and started
A
tweaking.
thick, putrid stench that clung to the back of your throat. I used the broom handle to nudge the garage door open. It groaned as it lifted a few inches, enough for more maggots to spill through like water from a dam. I reached inside and flipped the light on. Riley gasped and I dropped the broom.
It's me. Did I get you?
In the middle of the garage, piled up in a corner like garbage, were 3 dead animals. 2 raccoons, bloated and rotting,
I mean,
their fur sloughing off in patches. One of them had a paw frozen mid-reach, stiff and mummified. Next to them was a dog,
Oh.
medium-sized, golden coat,
dang it.
flies buzzing around its blackened eyes.
Look, golden retriever.
The mouth was open in this silent, permanent scream. The floor around them was soaked with decomposition
dog.
fluid, the source of the stench, the breeding ground for all those maggots. I think they got in and then couldn't get out, I said,
Don't maggots eat dead things? How are they not
covering my
decomposed?
nose. Why wouldn't anybody clean this up? Riley
Why
responded.
didn't you guys smell that
Why would the
smell
house
that
leave
earlier?
like this? I don't know. Why didn't we smell this before?
Hey,
And that question stopped me right in my tracks. She was right. How did the stench not show up earlier? If those animals had been in there for more than a day or two, that smell would have been pouring through the vents. I looked again. The bodies weren't lying naturally. They were in this rough semicircle. One of the raccoons had a piece of red twine tied around its neck.
ooh,
There was this weird scorch mark on the concrete too, black ash in a spiral. I didn't say anything as I looked. Riley pulled me back toward the door. We need to call someone. I already tried, I said. No response from the company. It's the middle of the night. She was shaking. We can't stay here. I nodded, but we had
Get in
no
your car
idea
and
where
leave.
else to go. We sealed off the garage the
Go
best
home.
we could. I shoveled towards the door frame and pushed a chair up against it like that would matter. And
Turn
stuffed
all the
vents in
lights
laundry
on.
room with pillowcases.
Turn all the lights on and go home. Turn all the lights on so you feel safer, and then go home.
Then we stepped outside, barefoot in the driveway, and opened the garage from the outside. The
I'm not going
overhead door
barefoot.
groaned up slowly. Then came with it a new wave of stink, thick and rotten. Maggots then spilled onto the concrete like soap suds from a busted washer. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It just felt like it was better to let the filth go out and not further inside the house. We grabbed all
Thank
our
you.
stuff, every last item, and loaded the car. I stripped the sheets off the bed in case anything had crawled into them. Riley pulled her hoodie on tight and muttered that she still felt like they were on her skin, even though we never stepped foot inside the garage.
Tweaking.
I think we were in the shower for over an hour, hot as we could take it. Steam filled the little bathroom, fogged the mirror, and scolded the ghosts off us. I scrubbed like I was trying to remove a layer of my skin.
Right.
Riley didn't talk much. She just stared at the wall and cried softly, water running down her cheeks like it didn't
What is she
belong there.
tweaking about?
At around
He's about to
6
die.
a.m., I finally got a call back, but not from Airbnb. It was the owner.
Hey,
He said, tired and groggy.
I got a message about
Something going on in the house? I explained everything to him. The maggots, the animals, the stench. There was this long pause on the other end, and then he said, That don't make any sense. I don't know how anything would have gotten in there. I was just in the garage last weekend. It was perfectly clean. We didn't argue because there wasn't a point. When he arrived later that morning, Riley refused to go back inside. I followed him into the garage more out of morbid curiosity than anything else. He froze when he saw the bodies, then he noticed the twine, Yash, and that semicircle. At first, he didn't say anything. Then he muttered, almost to himself more than anybody, Why does this look kind of like a ritual?
Why is he smiling?
Why is he smiling? What I really told myself after this, I said maybe he was wrong. Told myself that we were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Why is he smiling though?
But
I don't like that. He went, oh, it's just a ritual, guys. Come on. Come on. But we're okay. Like what?
Fuck out of there after that. Wanted nothing to do with the owner's wild theories that came afterwards. In our minds, some animals got stuck in the garage, couldn't get out, died and decomposed. That's all. No kind of seance, no ritual, because I can't bear the thought.
Okay, and we are moving on to our last animation here. 4 true terrifying horror stories animated by MJV Animations. I'm going to sub, and you guys better too. So let's get right into it.
I had just finished moving into my new house.
I like
An
the
old,
animation
tiny
so far.
2-bedroom, 1 bath. Aside from having a friend helping with furniture,
All right, we got a
I spent
little
the
anime
entire day
vibe
moving
going.
boxes by myself. Naturally, I was exhausted, way too tired to bother making my bed, so I plopped down onto the couch and quickly began fading off to sleep. However, I was disturbed by the doorbell. It was nighttime, but not that late, so I didn't want to be rude and ignore my new neighbors. When I opened the
Oh,
door,
hell nah.
I was met with a woman. She could have been in her 30s or 50s.
Instantly gave me goosebumps, guys. Gave me goosebumps. You guys can't see, my camera's not that good. Give me goosebumps though, and I don't like that. I don't like that. She's probably just being friendly, just a little friendly grandma, but
She was sagging skin and frail bones.
let me turn it up.
Like she hadn't had a bite of food in months. Her hair, while messy, was a strikingly bright blonde, and her eyes were an equally piercing blue.
Okay.
Beyond her physical appearance, she had this unnerving aura. The second I saw her, my heart skipped a beat. Perhaps if she'd been healthier and cleaner, I would have been instantly
She's
attracted to her.
imaginary.
But instead, her presence set alarms off in my brain. Maybe I knew subconsciously that her toothy smile was a blatant lie, or that her eyes were devoid of any warmth that should have been there.
Thinking about playing D&D online? Here are 3 things you need to know. 1.
The ads! The ads, man! I'm just kidding. I
She
just
opened
don't
her
like
mouth
ads.
to speak. I couldn't understand what she was saying at first. My mind was focused elsewhere,
She
on the
did
pungent
that shit.
smell of dry hunger on her breath.
She's hungry.
Her eyes had dipped down as she spoke, and for some reason, it made me think she was sizing me up for her next meal. Once I finally registered her words, I realized she
Hey. Just
said, "You must be the new neighbor," in a crackling yet alluring voice. I stuttered as I replied that I was. Then she said that she noticed I had moved in alone. I tried to think back if I had seen her among the people in the neighborhood earlier, but I couldn't remember anyone who looked remotely like her. Despite the creeps I was getting, I didn't think she posed a threat, given that I was a foot taller and probably had 100 pounds on her. So I kept the door
I
open
don't
for
care. My ear's killing me, guys. Look, I don't care how tall someone is or how skinny someone is. They can pose a threat at any height and any size with a knife or a gun, man.
a short conversation. She asked if I had plans to get a roommate for my second bedroom, but I explained I was going to use it more like an office. This made her frown.
Oh.
Then she said, "Well, isn't that lonely?" I answered no because I like to live alone. That's when the woman stepped through the doorway uninvited, placed one hand on my chest, and wrapped another around my waist. Then she whispered, "If you'd like to change your mind, I can keep you company tonight."
She's a door-to-door worker, if you get corner worker. Door-to-door corner worker, guys, if you know what I'm talking about.
Her words sent a chill down the length of my spine. and
Hey,
split.
I'm gonna be honest. That I wouldn't get chills from that. I'd be like, ugh, Grandma, get the fuck off me, Grandma.
my brain in two. Thankfully, I chose reason. Without saying a word, I took her hands off me and pushed her out the door, slamming it in her face.
Hey, I wouldn't have been that mean. He's kind of doing a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's weird. It's very weird. And she shouldn't do that without asking or knowing you. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to beg. Grab her hands and beg. No, thank you. Would you beg? No, I'm good. Thank you, though. And just grab her hands and push her off. Like, slowly. Like, come back tomorrow morning and we'll talk more, okay? Like, something like that. At least she doesn't feel so threatened.
I waited for her to ring the bell again, to start banging on the door and scream
Why?
that I was a pig.
Why?
But there was nothing from the other side of the threshold but deafening silence.
You're the one that was being
Maybe 10
big.
seconds later, I looked through the peephole. She was gone,
Oh,
but I hadn't seen her
leave.
leave. It was like she vanished. I was freaked the hell out.
I would just go.
Was this going to be a
one of
recurring thing? What kind of sicko swinger neighborhood had I just moved into?
Swinger?
Maybe she was
Didn't move
homeless
in.
and desperate. I didn't know. But it was one of those encounters that made me wish I had a cabinet full of liquor and a fridge full of beer. With nothing in the house to calm me down, I just had to hope that I was exhausted enough to
So
pass out
right.
on my own. I laid on the couch again, and after a little while of tossing and turning,
She's gonna be
I
in his
did
house.
manage to fall asleep. There, I fell into a strange and vivid dream. Without covers, wearing only the clothes I had moved in, I felt cold. This coldness was alleviated by a warm, comforting entity crawling up into my arms and settling into my grasp. It was like
Her.
a loyal dog or loving companion
Oh.
came to bed. At
It's gonna be
first, I
her.
welcomed this dream, but then it soured. The entity would not lie still. It squirmed and writhed, scratching at my stomach, like it was trying to dig ever deeper for more comfort. I wanted out. I opened my eyes and saw the most horrifying sight of my life. The woman from the door was lying with me. I wanted to scream and shove her across the room, but I couldn't move. It was like sleep paralysis, and she was my demon. She was clawing at my stomach, tearing through my skin. I thought she would rip me open at any moment. Finally, I shot awake, but then I realized it had never been a dream. She was really there. I broke free and jumped off the couch. She fell when I went out from under her, hitting the floor
Knock the
hard.
fuck out of her.
Then she looked up at me and let out an ear-piercing scream. I could only scream
Did
back
she
like
run?
a panicking
Hands
wild
up?
animal. I was ready to fight her, to break every brittle bone in her body. She'd shot me
Jab.
full of adrenaline,
Jab to the nose.
and I think even in her crazed state,
Jab to the nose.
she knew this.
Jab to the nose.
After
Jab
looking
to
at
the
me
nose.
for a second, she bolted. I went after her, watching as she climbed out an open window.
I'll go give a damn.
I hadn't
I'm
even
chasing
checked if
Grams.
everything was locked yet
Grams.
because I had just moved in, and that had given her the entry she needed. I slammed the window shut, then checked the locks and everything in the house.
Yeah, hell no. I'm
Gradually.
calling the cop.
The adrenaline wore off, and I began to feel the pain in my abdomen. I looked down to see dozens of deep, jagged cuts from her fingernails. I called 911 to
Yeah.
report the incident to the
I'll be getting
police and have
tested
my
for, like,
wounds
AIDS or
treated.
something after that.
The police said the description I gave matched that of a criminally insane woman who had recently escaped from a nearby mental hospital. I had no idea there was
Not
such
that
a
bad.
facility in the area. I never heard anything about her after that, whether she was caught or still roams the streets. I think about her almost every night. Sometimes. It makes me want to sell the house and move as far away as possible.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was 3 scary animations for Friday Night's Eve. This was JT, and good night!